Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. It's your girl Lola, and I hope you all had a wonderful week. I don't know about y'all, but my week was quite busy, so I had to push out filming by a couple of days, but I'm here. I am dedicated. The sun is out. I hope this lighting isn't too intense for y'all, but it's 10:30 in the morning, and this is where I netted out. So yeah. So I will be sharing with you all today the story of the time I was on a reality TV show and the things I learned from said experience. I am still in the process of figuring out my channel's niche. I don't know if I should become a full-time YouTube plant mom or if I should create content around coaching. I am a certified life coach. I'm great with helping people solve career and relationship problems. But then if I go that route, I need to pick either career or relationship coaching. So let me know what you all think. Let me know the content that you'd like to see, and I will adjust accordingly. But yes, story time. So, in 2017, I was on a TLC reality competition show called Girl Starter. What the hell was Girl Starter? Girl Starter was a reality competition show that centered around young female business building. The premise of the show was that we would be partnered with someone or multiple people that we did not know and build a business with them from the ground up. And the team that won would receive $100,000 worth of prize money and services, etc. So yeah, I auditioned for the show when a former roommate of mine let me know that her brother was working in casting and that because I just started my clothing brand, I would maybe be a good fit. So I filled it out, and I was like, I don't know what this is. I don't even know if they're gonna pick me, but I mean, why not, right? So I applied in 2016, and I went through a series of casting calls, auditions, various Skypes with the people who were on the show. I needed a psych evaluation because before you get on the show, I guess they needed to have everyone speak to a therapist of their choosing, and I made it. So we began filming in, I believe it was February 2017. There were 10 of us living in one house, and things got crazy. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the experience. I'm not sure what I expected from it. I definitely, of course, wanted to win, but it was a very interesting learning experience, and I did make really great connections just through the actual filming experience and then the tour that we went on after. The first thing I learned about being on a reality competition show is that you don't get paid. Per regulations, if you are filming reality TV and it's competition, legally we cannot be paid for it, but we do get a stipend. I think because the nature of the competition and like the prize money at the end, you don't get funded for that. You don't get a check for that. But the stipend was pretty nice, I will say. I was not mad at it. I had to miss work for, I would say, about 6 weeks. It was straight. It was funny. Number 2, the days are long, y'all. Sometimes I would have to get out of bed at 4 or 5 in the morning. Sometimes we would be up till midnight or later. It is no joke. And when you're watching reality shows, particularly competition shows, and you see people having meltdowns, you see people wanting the cameras out of their face, before I used to laugh along with that, like, haha, like, oh, he can't handle it. I've never done that since, because there were really times where I did not want the cameras in my face. I was tired, and I was expected to be out in the cold, like pitching a business idea. And it was a lot. I don't think I was well rested during that time. Maybe they did that on purpose, but yes, the days are so long. Number 3, continuity is annoying. I know that it seems that every like challenge might be filmed in one day. That is not the case. And because that isn't the case, I had to pre-sort my outfits, take pictures of my looks every morning. I had to make sure that I didn't change my nail color, I didn't change my hair. Everything had to fit perfectly in case that we were filming on 2 different days. Number 4, per our contracts, we technically could not fraternize with the crew until filming was over. So I'm not saying anything happened, I just think it's funny. And honestly, the crew that we worked with was absolutely amazing. I am still in contact with many of the people that we worked with, the producers, some of the editors. All in all, they were just such lovely people, and it was really nice to be exposed to that world because it showed me that I love being on camera and I like building relationships with people behind the camera. Number 5, not everybody is your friend. How do I say this? So you're in a home with like 9 other women, and you begin to bond, you begin to build relationships, but in the end, people can be sneaky, people can be shady, people are people, and not everyone is going to be your friend. That is okay. It is a competition, and focusing on yourself, focusing on building genuine connection is something that I value, and I don't really regret how things have turned out. So yeah, remember that. That's even a life lesson outside of reality TV. Number 6, editing things out of context is very real. That's how they create storylines, especially with competition shows. I remember when I was at the premiere party for the very first episode, and everyone was there, you know, the cast, a lot of the crew members. We were all there at Al Roker Studios, and it's the first time we all are watching it. There was a scene that had come up. I was responding to the news that we would be building businesses, not on our own, but with like people that we're randomly paired with. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like, we're building businesses with people that we don't know. Like, oh, I don't know her, but it would be interesting to see at XYZ. Like, I was just going on, like, when I was actually filming that portion, but they edited it to make it seem like I did not want to work with the girl that I was paired with. And I felt so bad for her because her face got so red. Like, you could tell that her feelings were hurt. And I was like, girl, like, no, that's not even the context. And so that kind of sucked. And I, like, still to this day feel really bad about the out of context editing portion. Number 7, judges can be really biased, y'all. I was at some points during filming confused as to a lot of the decisions that the judges made. I also was confused as to why the host herself was a judge. Kind of a conflict of interest, particularly as, you know, you're spending more time with the competitors or the cast than the guest judges do. It's like, it was really weird. Imagine Ryan Seacrest being a judge on American Idol, or Tim Gunn, rather than being a mentor, being both the mentor and the judge. Like that, I don't really like that. Number 8, sometimes it's better to lose than to win. I initially had gone into the competition like, oh my gosh, $100,000 in prize money and packages and whatever. And I actually didn't realize that that could be a bit of a drawback because, you know, when winning, you would be required to build your business idea out. There are tax liabilities, there are all sorts of things that go on like behind the scenes, and I'm really glad that I didn't have to deal with any of that. The ninth thing that I learned from being on a reality competition show: sometimes the perks and the sponsorships actually outweigh the prize. I was flown out to South by Southwest and was able to speak on a panel that was sponsored by Visa. It was an amazing experience. Austin is beautiful. Shout out to Westlake Hills. And also, like, being sponsored by companies like Vera Bradley, like Microsoft, I got a bunch of free stuff. I had more free sparkling water than I knew what to do with. I had a Microsoft Surface that I just was in love with. All the Vera Bradley bags, y'all, and the swag, the blankets, the everything. Like, it was just so nice to have those things and to meet the people in those companies that could really help mentor us. And it was just such an invaluable experience. And I mean, when I was at South by Southwest, I met some very amazing people, some of whom I'm still in contact with, and I was able to get value outside the bubble of the competition show. And I'm really, really grateful for that. Number 10, touring fatigue is real, y'all. After the show aired, we were required to do a multi-city tour. I did New Jersey because, you know, I'm based in New York City. It was close, and it spanned a period of 2 days, and I thought it was a lot of fun for the most part. I mean, being able to meet new people, being able to speak on panels and share expertise, to learn from other like-minded people. I think at some point too, they were beginning to cast for season 2, so women who were interested were able to, you know, meet people from the production team. And yeah, I don't think season 2 panned out, but that's not my business. But yeah, I mean, it was kind of jarring. Like, I will never get over people coming up to me knowing who I am because they saw me on TV, people reaching out to me on Instagram because, you know, they saw me on TV. It was wild. But it was also very exhausting. I mean, the days were long. I had to be there in the morning, oftentimes not leaving until like 7 or 8. But I'm really glad that I had the chance to speak to other young women who are interested in embarking on the same journey and being able to share the knowledge that I had. And also, like, talking to people about my crochet clothing brand, that was a lot of fun. A lot of the women that I met, I still follow on Instagram. I still am inspired by their journeys. Like, it was actually pretty great, even though the fatigue was real. Like, I can be very socially awkward. I consider myself to be an introvert, so a lot of that energy going out kind of drained me. But yes, this marks the end of my 3rd video. I tried to make this one very quick because attention spans are in the gutter, y'all, and I don't want to make really long, dragged out videos. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I am still curious to know how you think I should, you know, pivot my channel, what niche you think I belong in, and please stay tuned for my next video. Bye.